One day, Jesus was walking through a large crowd. People followed him everywhere because they had heard about the miracles he performed and wanted to be near him. Among that crowd was a woman who had been sick for 12 years. For 12 long years, she had a condition that caused her to bleed constantly, and she had spent all her money on doctors, but no one had been able to heal her. This woman was tired, sad, and very weak, but she had not lost hope. She had heard about Jesus and believed in her heart that he had the power to heal her. So, she made her way through the crowd with a clear purpose in mind. If I can just touch his garment, I will be healed! She kept moving forward until she finally touched the hem of Jesus' garment. And in that very moment, she felt her body being healed. And she knew that her illness had disappeared. But Jesus also noticed it. He stopped and asked, "Who touched me?" The disciples were surprised and said, "Teacher, everyone is pushing against you, and you ask who touched you." But Jesus knew that someone had touched his garment with faith. Then the woman, trembling with fear, knelt before him and told him the whole story. Jesus looked at her with love and said, "Daughter, your faith has healed you. Go in peace and be free from your suffering." And that's what happened. Because of her great faith, the woman was instantly healed the moment she touched Jesus' garment. This passage tells us that no one is too far from God's mercy, and that he has the power to heal all our diseases and deliver us from all our afflictions. Also, this story teaches us about the importance of faith. This woman had such a strong faith in Jesus' power that she was healed simply by touching him. It doesn't say that she was healed because of her own merits, or because she did something good, but solely because of her faith in Jesus. This teaches us that we should never lose faith in God, no matter how difficult our circumstances may seem. Moreover, this story shows us the compassion and love of Jesus. Despite being surrounded by a large crowd, he took the time to stop and ask what had happened. When he learned about the woman's situation, he didn't rebuke her for touching him, but instead forgave her and healed her. He didn't want her to continue suffering, and he showed her mercy and kindness. Finally, this passage teaches us to persevere in prayer and not to give up when we face difficulties in life. This woman had been suffering for 12 years and had visited many doctors without receiving any help. However, she didn't lose hope. She continued believing that Jesus could heal her, and her faith was rewarded. We should learn from her example not to give up when we pray, but to keep asking, seeking, and knocking until we receive an answer. So, my friends, I invite you to reflect on this passage and consider the following questions. What does this story teach you about God? How do you view his mercy and love? Do you believe that he can heal you completely, body and soul? How does this passage encourage you to keep your faith in God no matter what you go through? What does this story reveal about the character of Jesus? How do you see his compassion, humility, and desire to help those who suffer? What can you learn from the way he treated this woman? And finally, how can you apply the example of this woman in your own life? What does her perseverance and faith teach you? How can you imitate her strength and determination to seek God? As we close this reflection, I want to encourage you to trust in God's love and mercy. No matter what problems you face, remember that he has the power to transform your life and bring you complete healing. Believe in his promises and don't lose hope, because he is with you every step of the way. Thank you for listening, and until next time.